and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldstate.bncollege.com.
Underwriting for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, serving the youth of the Whip City and surrounding communities since 1969. For more information on the Great Futures Club for ages 3 to 5, happening weekdays, and the Club Teen Center for ages 11 and older, weekdays from 6:30 till 8 p.m., go online at bcgwestfield.org or visit the club at 28 West Silver Street. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield. Great futures start here.
Join me, Tina Gorman, each week from 6 to 8 a.m. for Wake Up Wednesday, when my guests and I discuss health, wellness, and lifestyle reimagined.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 at 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Got a boy of our own
Good morning. How we doing?
We're here.
Oh, God, we're here. Yeah.
You're back.
Yeah, what I missed? 2 of them, right?
Yeah, it's been a bit.
Yeah, back to back. It happens.
Jeez.
Who's that beeping?
Traffic.
What's raining on traffic? You got traffic?
Yeah, I got that webcam up behind you.
Oh, okay. We're doing a traffic report at the same
No,
time.
no,
I gotcha.
no. It's
I'm
on Pilgrim Candle.
Yes, it is.
So we can pull that webcam up and we could have fun with it and just have a nice backdrop.
Is that bike trail done now, going over that trestle bridge there on the left?
Yes, the trestle bridge is done, and it comes up to Women's Temperance Park, where that fountain is, on the other side of the railroad bridge.
So when I come over that bridge towards the old casket company, what do I do? Do I end up on top of the...
Oh, that part's not done yet. No, the part, the center connector. They ran into a problem with the railroad trestle over Elm Street.
Gotcha.
I think it was in a little bit worse shape than they thought.
Is it? That's done though, isn't it? Or no? It's
They're working on it. There goes a
working
train passing by. There you go. CSX.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
That's a big one.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I wanted something for the spring. Kenny and I want to do is do a little rail fanning, some videos chasing trains around here.
Oh, good for you. You guys, let me know how that works out, chasing trains.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Because you can develop a plan. We have some friends. Well, I've made some friends on the internet. One guy down in Danny. What's Danny's last name? Danny Harmon down in Florida.
Yeah.
Been talking with him back and forth. He's got a deal where he does videos on YouTube, but he also works for a local TV station, I think in Orlando, and they'll occasionally air some of his stuff as specials.
Huh.
And then Drayton, what's Drayton's last name? Delay and Block, he's out in Ohio, and he's given us permission to air his videos on our cable access, and he thinks it's really cool that we kind of like thinking. He does a wonderful job. So yeah.
The last train ride, I think, was behind Westwoods I went on. It must have, at one point, Pioneer Valley
Railroad has a couple of, they have a car and a caboose.
Yeah, it was cute. We went up somewhere and back, yeah.
Probably went to Holyoke and back.
Yeah, who knows? It
Well,
was
that's
a long time ago.
That's the extent of their line. They've offered us, I got to talk to Harry about this, in the spring. We can do something with them. We just have to get up really early in the morning because they run early. So
Gotcha.
But yeah, they're more than willing to do something with us because they have to roll those cars every once in a while and get some track time on them. So
Right. Nice.
yeah,
All right, so what month is this now? We're in
January.
January. So last time I was here
You're in
was...
peak tubing season.
We are. And the last time I was here was October, November, December, November?
Maybe November. Yeah,
Yeah. Nope, my knee surgery was November, so it was October.
October. It's
Yeah, so I missed November, and I missed December, and here we are, January. And lots happened in Southwick, right?
I know. So bring me up to speed. I get bits and pieces from Kenny, but that's not good enough.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start.
As I recall, you had a brouhaha going on there when we left.
The recall election?
Yes, the recall. Yeah, the brouhaha.
Yeah, the brouhaha. Yeah, they got...
That's what I call
I
it.
think on paper they got around 1,000 or 1,100 signatures, but I think it ended up being 900 by the time you...
Certified it,
which they didn't want certified. They just wanted to hand it to us because they didn't match it. The whole thing was just a mess. But yeah, end of the day, they didn't get the signatures. Mr. Fox is still in.
Yep.
So they'll either come after me here shortly, which is fine. I'm up for election anyways in April, so it's probably just easier to vote me out in April than it is to try to get the signatures to get me out. Because I would think Fox would have been the... Yeah, I guess he laid the most out there, so if they couldn't get rid of him, I don't know,
I think honestly, the voters of Southwick would be crazy to get rid of you because you're from what I can see, you're really that common sense that everybody loves to have in a role like that. Like you call it as you see it.
Yeah, well, that's good and bad, right?
Right, but at least you know. At least you know what you're getting. You know what I mean? There's no like, I'm not going to switch whatever. I'm not going to play the politics thing. You just call it like you see and you do what you think is best.
Yeah, well, the politics roll into that no matter what because
I know
there's 14 sides to every story now.
That's true.
True. It's just it's crazy.
That's true.
And it's and you feel bad because there was no reason for that last temper tantrum. There was no reason for it.
No.
If you didn't like the. It rolls back to Carvana, I guess, right? It's always going to. That's the big C. It's not Central Chevrolet, it's Carvana, so we can't.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
didn't get that one too. I mean, I understand some of the environmental. I get the points, but not the vehemence. How's that?
Yeah, that's above my pay grade.
You know what I mean? Just the push. It's like I don't get that part of it.
And it went. And the worst part is it went through. I think it went through conservation with no whispers, no cries, no nothing.
Right.
And it was called the whole thing's just a mess. Bottom line is it was an allowed use. Did I think it was too big? I think it morphed into a monster for sure. But you know what? The next project that comes, we're still going to look at it and move it forward because you're supposed to.
Right.
Well,
I mean, I attended I had to attend a planning board meeting last night, and there was opposition to a Dunkin' Donuts on the north side on Southampton Road. They're trying to close one location that's just north of the cemetery and move it down to where Belco is going to be building a small, right next to the Raja Mart and all that stuff, that little complex, the area they cleared.
Okay.
They're going to build a little 2-store thing in there.
Sure.
And they want to build Dunkin' Donuts there. It's a better spot for them. They can probably
Right.
get more cars queued in there.
Right.
And it's honestly, it's more visible.
Gotcha.
Without the cemetery being there, it's more visible to them. And that's where they want to build the new location and close the other one. So I'm like, I get it. But there was opposition to that. And I'm like, okay.
Well, as much as Westfield complained about Carvana, there was a little blip, and luckily the folks in Westfield calmed down and figured out that it's a process, just like in their town.
Right, and they know that.
And I know, but it was, the politics of politics. But spending time in Westfield lately doing my therapy, it's wild on that side of town.
The north side's busy.
Busy.
Yeah,
and I'm talking 6 a.m. It's.
Yeah. Oh, I live up there. I live on Eggleston Road.
There you go. Yeah, it's
coming
busy.
out of my street is an interesting proposition at most times of the day. But it's because now there's so many businesses up there employing so many people. And the other problem is that there's no Pike entrance between here and Lee. That's part of the problem for downtown.
Yeah.
Of people going up to the Pike. And then we have all the people that funnel to the Pike from Southampton.
Yep.
West Hampton, East Hampton, Holyoke, they all just funnel down to the Pike. So it is College Highway is busy.
Is that what that's called, College Highway?
Well, 10 and 202 has always been called College Highway.
I
think all the way through.
Yeah, see, it is in Southwick.
Yeah,
Like,
no, that's
wow.
what I'm saying. But I think that whole Route 10 corridor is considered College Highway.
Well, it is. The truck traffic. I just couldn't. I couldn't get over that.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of distribution centers up there.
Yep.
And they're talking about putting in a couple of traffic lights to kind of move things around, which I think is great. Because it does become what they do is they get up ahead of steam and it becomes a speedway.
I was just going to say that's probably the biggest problem is there was no gaps to do anything. At least if there was a light a quarter mile up the road, you knew you'd have a gap coming, right? Once that light changed, there'd be a time for you to get out because there isn't now. You'll sit there 5-6 minutes easy.
Oh yeah, you got to hustle. Yeah, if you want to get out, you got to hustle out of that street.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yep.
And traffic is starting to build everywhere. People are coming back out now.
Oh yeah, and traffic's traffic, right? We make these cars beautiful now, and they run forever, and people drive them, and there's no shortage of vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy, and I get it. So, yep, we've had that issue is done. Boy, I don't know what else. Powder Mill school roof leaked yesterday. We closed Powder Mill for the day.
Yeah, it's closed today too. I think.
Is it today too?
I think I saw that was closed for a second day.
Yeah, water off the.
I
roof.
I didn't hear what the problem was, but I knew it was closed. And I was like, well, that's either they lost heat, the boiler went, or the building is deficient in some manner.
Yeah, water leak on the roof, second floor, came down through the second floor, through the first floor.
Oh, that's a good water leak.
Oh, God, yeah, and they just did that roof. Of course, I laugh and say 4 or 5 years. Who knows, maybe it's been 10. But they just did that whole, I don't know. It's crazy. And it doesn't look like it's an easy fix by any means.
Right.
So.
Is that, would the school district come to you for a bond issue if they needed to fix that, or is it spread amongst the communities? How does that
It's
work
spread
in the
amongst.
funding?
We're the landlords, regardless. In the end, though, it is spread amongst all 3 communities, and I don't think it's we just did with all those upgrades, literally 6 years ago, I would say we did that roof over. So either a drain got clogged, something happened. There was some severe melting, and it found its way in, right?
So is that covered by insurance?
It probably is, but a lot of these towns you're almost self-insured through
Right.
Maya. I mean,
Yeah,
call it
okay.
what you will.
Right. Yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
our purchasing director talked about that before.
Yeah, so it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. They do. Maya does cover stuff, no doubt, but
Yep.
it affects all the towns that are in that Maya program.
Right. I gotcha.
Yeah, so I'm sure the school's right in there with us. Why wouldn't they be?
Oh joy!
Yeah, it's all good. So yeah, we had that. That's it. We got some boards and commissions that are still have some vacancies, but every time I turn around, they're filing something against us with one of the departments because we either did something wrong or we didn't have enough people or our verbiage is wrong in some of our minutes. And so every time they file, I can't put anybody on a board or commission until that grievance or whatever you want to call it is cleaned up at the DA or wherever Attorney General's office. Right, everything goes to the Attorney General's office, I think. Which is fine. But then,
So you have vacancies on boards.
yeah, some I guess might be self-inflicted and some aren't. But either way, they're there and we can't fill them. I mean, I guess we can fill them, but if we fill them wrong, then we have to take them back off. It's just
it becomes a mess. Yeah,
it's a mess.
Hey, our cable commission has been defunct for several years now. I can't get anybody that wants to be on it.
We barely get that together every couple of years because we have to redo our thing with
Right.
Comcast.
Right. I can't get anybody. It's been talk before I started my position, well before,
Sure.
about kind of morphing that into more of a technology kind of cable and technology type thing.
Right.
Cable and internet, and that never came to pass. So, it is what it is.
Well, I mean, you guys have G&E and Westfield Fiber, but in our deal, we don't have that. We just have Comcast. So every so many years, we have to renegotiate.
Yep.
Period. Which has helped our Channel 15. No regrets. I mean, some of that money's funneled for our 15 for our public deal, and it's worked out well.
Yeah, I know your director over there is putting in a equipment wish list.
Yep, which is good. You have had a lot to do with that too. So we do appreciate that.
We still have some more work to do in there.
We do, but we've come a long way. Technology changes quickly, so whatever we thought was good 5 years ago, all of a sudden isn't good.
I'm already looking at stuff that's outdated in this control room.
Right, which is 2 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah,
Stuff I can upgrade and change and
Right.
things like that. So, yeah, no, I get it completely.
But with all that excitement, now we're re-looking at the whole fiber thing again. Doug Moglen wants to bring that forward one more time.
Yeah.
I mean, last time we looked, the numbers were just through the roof, but I don't know. We'll relook at it, and where does I'm not that guy, so one year I hear 5G is around the corner and we won't need all this, and then the next minute I hear no, nothing's going away. We're going to need this for a long time. So
yeah, well, 5G has its place.
yeah,
It does far better in an urban environment than in a rural
rural
environment.
environment, yeah. Well, I don't land any planes in Southwick, so I think we're okay with 5G over there. I don't know about Barnes.
That's just so much BS.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, 40 other countries have been able to figure it out.
Literally, right.
How come the FAA? And this is the same FAA that's trying to tell Elon Musk that he probably can't launch rockets in Texas anymore.
Oh, okay.
It's like, hey, folks, that asteroid that passed by us pretty close the other day? The next one may not, and he's trying to make sure that we survive as a
Right.
species. I don't know. You may want to worry less about that turtle that's going to die when the asteroid hits than, maybe surviving yourself. I just saying.
Well, you got to,
Apparently, I'm a clod for saying that. So
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
I'll have the environmentalist people going, "You're an idiot." I think the big picture, folks. I don't think the little picture.
Yeah, and I get the environmentalists too, though. I mean, none of us are out here to destroy the earth, but in the same breath, if you can give us a few extra minutes here, we'll take it.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
Nothing personal.
Yeah. There's a little Netflix movie called "Don't Look Up" that talks about that.
Oh, really?
These two scientists that try to convince the government, hey, this asteroid's really going to hit us. We need to do something about it. And they laugh at them. And then they have the big business conglomerate saying, oh, my God, we can mine this thing and get all kinds of gold and stuff.
Sure.
And by then it's too late and, we die.
Oh.
We all die.
Ta-da!
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Yeah, so that's about it, I think. I don't know. But I think the complex of the end of Powder Mill, there was a 100-unit condo thing going in. I think that finally passed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they're
Wow,
not.
that's a big population expansion then, huh?
I think so, but I think it's a couple year out process. I don't think they're all being built next week.
Oh, it's a phased deal?
I think so, and it's not inexpensive either. They're not, as the Carvana people say, they're not for migrant workers.
Another train going by.
Yeah,
Busy morning there on the old CSX.
that's good. So yeah, the theory was it was going to be for migrant workers for Carvana. I don't think so. I think they're all two garage door condos.
Yeah.
High end, right on the rail trail there. So it will change our population, absolutely.
It's going to become a mini Long Meadow if you don't look out.
Well, I think they want to be mini Granby or Suffield. So,
Okay. Well, that makes sense, yeah.
No, it doesn't make sense. No.
That corridor.
No, thanks. No. I mean,
You want to be Avon?
yeah. I mean, they're going to do that with industry, no doubt about it. And I get it's the same tax base. What do you care? But, you want people to shop in Southwick. You kind of need some businesses to survive.
Yep.
Other than your gas and your Dunkin' Donuts. Poor Miss Murphy, she's still not open full time.
I know.
I know.
What's up with that?
Talking, the talk I hear, and I think I talked to Rose at one point. Basically, they're just as busy, believe it or not.
I believe that, but it seems to me like it's harder to get there. Their hours are less, I think.
The hours are less. I think the numbers are working, and between staffing you couldn't get for a while, and you really still can't get staffing. I think it just works better for them. This footprint, they got a bigger hut going in now, so it looks like they'll be able to add a few more things. But right just before they closed for the month, I think their donuts were, they were back to a huge assortment again, not box A, B, or C.
Right. Yeah. No. I saw that.
So they're headed in the right direction.
Many trays out there. I went by there once, I think.
Yeah.
I actually had a morning where I could go over there.
Yeah, you gotta
in
gauge
the window.
it just right. Right. You can look in. If it's not 20 deep, you can sneak in there.
Right.
So when they open up early in the mornings, they can usually sneak in and get a coffee real quick. It's perfect.
If we should have them talk to the IT department and get an app. Have the kids here write them an app so people could pre-order stuff.
I think they had that set up already, but it was back to box A, B, or C. You still got to wait in line though.
I know.
But so yeah, they're still open, folks. That's the good news, and they're trying. I don't think we lost too many other. But I know we lost, a spinning class or one of the exercise places down by the transfer station that closed because of COVID.
Yep.
But I don't think it really affected any closings. I know Red Riding Hood closed, but it looks like they have a new owner, so they're going to be opening back up.
I saw somebody just opened along the rail trail or something.
That's probably at Red's Cafe or something. It was Red Riding Hood.
Yeah, I saw something posting, and I don't remember where I saw it posted, but I saw it posted out there that they were open for business. It was breakfast and lunch.
Yeah, I think that's the place, yeah. Yeah, no menus yet, or nothing much online yet, but they're in the process. So that's good. Politic-wise, elections are coming up here, I think April, May, and we have what we have.
And that leads into the town meeting time. Are you guys already starting to prep your budget?
Yeah, the emails are flying. Yeah, good times.
You want to take a break, and then we'll start talking a little bit about town budget?
Sure.
All
Let's
right.
take a break.
Got this in pocket. Gunpowder, I'm gonna use it. Intention of feeling mental. Gonna make you notice. Got motion, restrained emotion. I've been diving, detour leaning. No reason, just seems so pleasing. Gonna make you notice. Gonna use my arms, gonna use my legs, gonna use my style, gonna use my side step, gonna use my fingers, gonna use my imagination. 'Cause I gonna make the bees. I got a new skank. Sorry, I got something. When can I tell? Gonna make you notice. Gonna use my arms, gonna use my legs, gonna use my style, gonna use my side step, gonna use my fingers, gonna use my imagination. Oh, 'cause I gonna make you see there's nobody else here, no one like me. I'm special, so special. I got to have some of your attention. Give it to me, 'cause I gonna make you see there's nobody else here, no one like me. I'm special, so special. I got to have some of your attention. Give it to me. And when you walk,
Underwriting support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce, the voice of business for the Greater Westfield communities. Informing, educating, advocating, the Chamber provides opportunities for members to make meaningful connections on local, regional, and state levels. For more information on the Chamber's many events, workshops, and programs, as well as the benefits of membership, visit westfieldbiz.org. The Chamber focuses on the most important economy, yours.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
I'm Mark Auerbach. Join me every Friday at 8 a.m. for Arts Beat, where you'll meet interesting actors, directors, designers, and musicians here in Western New England.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Ta-da, we're back. All right.
Ta-da, we're back.
Yeah, budgets.
Look
budgets.
at somebody's over my shoulder.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he just left me.
Yeah,
That's one of my new staff out there in Southwick.
yeah. I told him he could sit in this seat for this segment if he wanted to, but
Yeah. No, I told him he could sit over here and we could bust balls, and he said no. So
I know.
that's all right. It's all
He's
good.
still too new. He feels shy about that kind of stuff.
I've listened to his show. He's not shy about anything. Okay. I do catch it, and I have it on my. It's in my radio. It's it's on my truck, and I do catch it every morning for if I'm out in the truck, and I laugh and say, "Who's he on with?" Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I'm very, very laid back versus some of the shenanigans that have been happening on these shows lately.
Yeah, well, we broach topics.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's
We
all
broach
good.
topics. Next week I made a splurge purchase, and I bought a championship belt for that show, Making the List, the game show we do, where you have a topic and you have to pick the music to fit the topic.
Yeah, I don't listen that good.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah.
Yeah, so Chef John Slattery won somehow during the worst Christmas music you've ever heard.
Okay.
And I thought I had the winner for that one, and I didn't.
Huh.
So he's had the belt now for a month, and
Gotcha.
I threw a challenge flag on his song choice or style.
Right.
Originally, it was have an address in the song, and then he said have an address in the title, and I'm like, that limits it to like 10 songs. I'm throwing the challenge flag on this one. I'm like, I had a winner. And I won't tell you what it is because I don't want to reveal that, but
Understood.
I'm challenging his narrow focus because it limits it. Like, everybody wants to pick 77 Sunset Strip at that point.
Okay.
Or Baker Street. Those are
Sure.
the only ones that,
I wish I had time to think like that, but I've never thought like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just don't. Right over. Yeah,
I
budgets.
saw an angry email this morning about that topic. Have to have entertainment around here.
Oh, jeez. Okay. So we did meet with the schools moving forward here.
Yes.
And it was, I think, my first meeting back, actually. So I was quiet for about 11 minutes. And then
you started.
Then I started, yeah. I said, I feel much better now. At least, 2 months of talking out the window with traffic going by to this. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back in the saddle you were.
Yeah, I think Doug Moglen goes, he's back. Something like that. But, yeah.
So you guys start your budget process to the schools very early?
Well, so the schools are their own deal. You can't, the state tells you the minimum you're giving the schools regardless. And most of the time the school works with us. They don't, they get it.
Because they're not a city department. They're independent.
Yeah, they're independent. I think
Gotcha.
it's 51 or 52% of our budget.
Yeah, it's about the same in Westfield,
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
But we're having issues because we're not, the way the state is, or the school system, the state is changing their forecasting of numbers. Mm-hmm. We have a pretty good school system. So we're going to get less.
Oh.
Yeah. And if you're in a big city with a lot of issues, you're going to get more. That's the bottom line.
And the funny thing is, it doesn't really help.
No, it's all good. It just this is the new format, and any rural town that's doing a decent job is now gonna cost them a few pennies, no doubt about it. Which goes right back to our base, because
people don't understand. It doesn't matter whether you're buying a McDonald's sandwich or whatever. If the cost to make that sandwich goes up, then they don't absorb that cost. They'll do it if it's a penny or something.
Right.
But if it's anything more than a penny, they're going to pass that cost along to you. That's just how business works.
Well,
Government works the same way.
In the school system, it goes back to that minimum. So you still have the minimum is minimum, and if you're not getting it because of the way they readjusted how the state is going to pay you, then that town has to make up that difference.
Sure.
Period.
Yep.
And surrounding towns, right? We're one of 3 in our school system.
Yep.
I think we have the biggest share, of course, but that's it is what it is. That's what we signed up for originally.
Right.
So there's some big numbers coming our way there, which is going to eat into anything I want to do on the town side.
Sure. Yeah.
Where we're going to have to.
People wonder why all those potholes can't get filled. It's because they can't get filled because there's other obligations that are mandatory obligations.
And not even that. You only you can take your plastic scissors out and you can take a dollar bill and you show me how you can cut that up any different than I do it, and we'll talk about it. But there's only so many pieces in the pie.
Right.
So how do you want to do it, folks?
Yeah. What do you prioritize?
Right.
And the priorities can change from year to year, but nothing ever gets the full attention it should.
No. And our biggest problem is roads, just like Westfield.
Yeah, sure.
And our Chapter 90
this is
money.
New England.
Yeah. Well, our Chapter 90 money is nothing.
Right.
Literally. Same.
Yeah, that's a joke. I'm sorry.
No, it is a joke. It absolutely is a joke. And the state's got so much sitting in furlough and all this wonderful pixie dust over here, which is beautiful. I like looking at the pretty clouds too. But that doesn't help me fix my potholes.
Right.
Yeah. And I think we bonded $2 million 3 years ago, and now it's been $1 million and $1 million a year bonded.
I mean, people are up in arms about the culvert down the south side of town.
Yep.
That the road's closed, but that project gets held up because state funding.
Yeah.
And it gets held up because of conservation issues. And you can't, on some waterways, because of state environmental laws, you can't do anything until the spring.
Yeah, your hands get tied real quickly.
You can't. And that people are like, it needs to be fixed now at right minute. And those are the people on Facebook that are yelling and screaming, but they don't understand all the rules and regulations that go into just replacing a culvert pipe.
Oh, so all the keyboard warriors that were screaming in Southwick now scream in Westfield.
They're
That's
everywhere.
awesome. Well, I appreciate
they're
that.
everywhere.
No, you can have them.
No,
please.
They are ubiquitous. They are everywhere.
They're a nightmare. Mm-hmm. And they don't get it, like you said.
Well, because somebody said this to me. They go, "You're probably the most educated citizen voter in the city of Westfield."
Well, you're forced to be
because
in,
of all
in
the
your
meetings
role.
you've had, all the meetings you've had to attend, and you really, even just being a fly on the wall, you really get what's going on around here. And I said, yeah, when some of the meetings went back to in person, and for a while the college was doing, I kind of missed some of that. I didn't know what was going on. Now I'm doing those too, but I'd like to miss them again.
Well, I tell you, Zoom and nothing against the virus, but if you wanted to be a junkie about town stuff,
Right.
that was your time. You
And-
could get into every meeting.
And here's the thing: nobody did.
I know.
Nobody did.
I know.
Well, we have one, mass vote around here, and then everybody becomes involved. But
Yeah.
but that's one issue. It's like, hey, stick around for the rest of it.
Yeah.
Find out what's really going on in your city. You might be a little bit more educated, and maybe understand some of the thought processes behind the mask mandate. And what I've told people, and I've said this on Tina's show this morning. Listen, people are frustrated by what they've been told or haven't been told by the federal government over this whole vaccine and the COVID and everything else. And you as a local official are going to get the brunt of it because people have no other outlet to express their anger towards.
Right.
You're going to get it because they can't go to Dr. Fauci and the NIH and go, you're an idiot. The mask mandates don't make any sense, and here's why. No, they're going to go to the local board of health and go, you're an idiot. Here's why the mask mandates don't make sense.
They didn't even show up at the local. Me and Doug Mogul went to every meeting we could during COVID on Zoom.
Yep.
And I would laugh because there's two of us in Board of Health, especially Board of Health.
Yep.
We hit every meeting there for a year and a half.
Well, yeah, you guys really needed to know what was going on, though.
Plus, we hold the purse strings.
Right.
So it wasn't and I'm not trying to be,
If they needed the money, you needed to be there.
well, we committed. It's just easier. I mean, I get it. Westfield's different, right? Southwick's much smaller. So the Board of Health can have their meeting, tell me that they're short $1,400 in an account. I smile and say, I'll take care of it, and I'll get it either if it had to
Submit
go
a
back.
transfer, yeah.
Yeah, if it had to go back through my meeting, it did. If it was something that I could take care of the next day with Mr. Steiner, we did it,
Yep.
and we stayed on top of everything to do with Board of Health. We had their back regardless, and it worked. I mean, they did not go for without.
Yep.
It was never an issue, Even today, same, all of our boards, we had, I went to
It does make it a lot more convenient being able to do it via Zoom because, we had during some of these meetings, we had school committee members. One of them was on vacation in Florida and he did it.
yeah,
Ralph Figge was doing meetings, taking care of his dad in Ohio.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And
No, it does help.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think the furthest one away we had was the last city council meeting. Councilor Sullivan was on vacation. He was down in Aruba on his phone. You know what I mean?
Years ago, we talked about, it wasn't Zoom, but, can you have a legit meeting with someone sitting in Florida and make it legal? And the town as a whole had to pass that, or the Board of Selectmen had to pass that. And
The
we
home
didn't.
rule petition.
Yeah, we didn't do it. We said, oh, God, no, your butt needs to be here. That's stupid. Well, here comes Zoom, here comes COVID. And I'm impressed. The older folks that are on boards or commissions that wintered in Florida or where have you, they didn't,
Adapted.
They didn't miss a meeting.
Right.
And I was like, wow, this is awesome, because we thought for sure they would just go pick and choose what they wanted, pre-Zoom, pre-COVID, and so we never did it because we didn't think they would actually work. But hats off to those folks. They literally zoomed in, and yes, there was ocean views, and there was some shenanigans of busting some balls. But hey, what do you do? Just don't show me the picture of the beach. That's all.
I noticed a lot of boards and commissions, their attendance, they even said it.
Went up.
Like Arts Council and Historical Commission, they said their attendance went up because more people could make it from home
Yeah.
than trying to get to City Hall.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely helped. Definitely helped.
Yep. So are you gonna, if the governor doesn't continue the order, are you guys gonna put a home rule petition up to keep that going, or?
Well, I think it's a conversation we'll have now. Where
Yeah.
before we kind of poo-pooed it 6-7 years ago, when I think I first got on the select board.
Well, and the technology wasn't quite there either, so that was the other thing.
Absolutely, or it was, we just didn't know, right? Who knows? But now it's
Well, Zoom has progressed a lot because they have the clientele and the money to progress a lot. I noticed we tried the webinar way back in the early in 2021, and it was horrible. It was cumbersome.
right.
And we were trying it again for the city council meeting, and I've noticed doing some testing that the controls are a lot better. It's a lot more responsive to a government-style meeting instead of just like a panel discussion. So we're going to try it again.
Is the webinar version where you just listen in?
Yes.
Yeah,
But you can move people in and out, though.
our school does that. It sucks.
But you can move people in and out to speak, for
You
public
can.
speak and stuff
I
like
get
that.
it, but I'm so used to the Zoom version and communicating. I went to one of the school's webinars, And I was like, oh my God, I thought I was in college.
Well,
and I sucked at college. So
and I said this to a city councilor who was chairing her first meeting last night. She called me in all in a panic, afraid she's going to get Zoom bomb. I said, listen, we made a conscious choice early on to not have the chairperson run the Zoom meeting because you're just inviting disaster if you do that.
right.
Because you're too busy being the chairperson of a meeting. You don't worry about the Zoom and that person that's now taking control of that meeting now as a co-host
Right.
or a host and eliminating you and doing whatever they want after that.
Right.
You know, and that's what happened to the Northampton School District. I think they got Zoom bombed because the kids figured out how to take it over,
Oh, I love it.
and then they made fun of them for a while.
We got Zoom bombed once. There was a guy eating potato chips,
That's great.
and I'm looking at it, and this was all Zoom, so it wasn't half and half, and I'm watching from home, and at home I have a TV almost like your monitor for my laptop per se.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah,
saw
you
it in the
remember
office,
that?
yep.
Yeah. So, and I need something that big because my eyes are suck. But anyways, the guy's eating potato chips. He's bald. Come to find out, he's a WWF wrestler.
No.
And it was on a loop. Because we're like, how? There's a lot of chips in that bag.
That's awesome.
And I think I texted Doug Mogul and go, do you know that guy? And he's like, I don't know him. And no sooner were we trying to pinpoint who he was, he starts with the F-bombs.
Oh.
And he's still eating chips, right? But on Zoom, that lights up whoever talked, right? So, right away it went to the bald guy eating chips.
It was probably Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No, it wasn't someone that recognizable, but he was recognizable. I mean, within 20 minutes, Moglen had it all figured out who he was. It's on a loop. You can get it off the internet. Boom, 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 boom.
Gotcha.
And I think at the time there was some issues with either the ponds or there was a local issue, and somebody figured out how to get in there and
Gotcha.
Screwed with Doug Moglen a little bit. We got him out in seconds, but the damage was still done.
Yeah, sure.
We got Zoom bombed.
Well, apparently in Northampton it was extensive.
Yeah,
they couldn't
that's
get
crazy.
rid of them and they couldn't shut it down or
Right.
something. And so now there's controls that
There is.
even if you lose control of the meeting, like I can shut down a meeting from my dashboard. If you lose control of it
Right.
and you get out of it, you can still kill it end the meeting from your dashboard without having control of it.
Gotcha.
So they've adapted a lot.
Yeah, and we had that one issue. Other than that, we've been lucky. I don't know. It's wild. Zoom is definitely wild. But it's worked. Like I said, we've been a ton of meetings that way. So budget-wise, the school is going to be a huge issue. Not an issue. There's going to be a funding issue that we're going to have to come up with.
Yep.
I think DPW is pretty much okay. We bought a lot of big equipment over the last few years, and I believe there's a $1.1 billion coming to Massachusetts. I saw for bridge repair. Hey, don't laugh! Don't laugh.
We don't exist out here. Remember
The
that?
mayor of Springfield had 2 bridges picked out, and he was with Richie Neal. That makes sense.
Yep.
Yep.
Congressman Neal.
Yeah, Congressman Neal going over. 2 bridges that Springfield were definitely going to do over. So Westfield should get a piece, and Southwick should get some of the droppings.
We've been lucky
So-
because of our city engineer who's retiring.
I saw that. One of your shows.
Yeah,
Yes.
we've been lucky that he has gotten seed money to have engineering stuff and like the bridges behind you.
Yeah.
That was because they had a shovel-ready project ready to go. All of a Little River Road, that's because they had a shovel-ready project ready to go.
Yep.
Park Square, same thing. They had all these projects sitting on the shelf. Hey, let's dust that off. We'll submit that one, and we got approved. Great,
Yep.
that type of thing. So
When I walked in the door 9 years ago, I think we had 5 on the shelf. I think we're down to 2.
Right.
Because you're right, any kind of grant, anything that creeps up that's shovel ready, you throw it in that pile and see if it sticks.
see if it sticks. Right, the whole central section of the rail trail. Those were all shovel-ready projects that they had targeted, and
Right.
hey, the grant comes up. Let's run with this.
Yep. No, it works. It works.
Yeah, there's going to be our assessors leaving, our city engineers leaving, and I think there was one other one. One
Yeah.
other department head that's leaving. Oh, a city clerk.
Yeah, city clerk.
I think she's retiring at the end of the fiscal year.
Yep. We have several openings also. We have one, I think, in our assessor's office. A ton of part-time stuff, I believe, is still open. So, yeah, and no one's running in to fill out everyone I shouldn't say everyone. I look around and people I think might be a good fit. I'll let them know. Hey, there's an opening. Yeah, I know.
Our personnel director said it's insane right now trying to find people. It's a workers' market if you want to work.
That's what they say. I don't know how true that really is. No, I know, but I'm just
Especially if you're in a specialty field.
Yeah, I think if you're in if you have those skill sets that are
Like
really,
Dennis Clark, specialty field. His skill set was specialty. And that popped open, and we had a retirement. Boom, he was in like Flynn.
Yeah, and that was a perfect fit for him.
Yeah.
He was our conservation guy forever, part-time, never full-time. The money wasn't the best in the world, and I think it almost, he did extremely well by going full-time in Westfield.
And he had the skill set and the certifications to weights and measures.
Yep.
Because he was doing that as like a consulting, almost like a consulting business.
He did it in Southwick for years, and then we had an issue apparently getting equipment one year, so we couldn't do it. We ended up subbing it out to Agawam. Actually, now subbed it out to Westfield.
Right, and
Dennis
he's doing it.
Yeah, with your
and he
equipment.
said he was doing it in Pittsfield.
He
for a
might have
while.
been.
He was like consulting, and he was getting contract work,
Right.
keeping up his certifications and doing contract work. And he said, "I'm just waiting around." I said, "Well, did you hear about the Eddie Popko's retiring?" And he goes, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
perfect fit.
Right, and they were lucky to get him.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, they were. So that opens the door for us in conservation, and that's a weird field to fill.
We just lost our conservation
I know.
coordinator.
Trust me, every time we see Westfield lose something and we have an opening, we try to see if we can merge that position. Can you hire 2 conservation? No, you need 1.5. We'll take the other half and pay you.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. You guys can't fill what you have. Never mind trying to think past that.
Right, and the poor part-time clerk, she's only part-time.
Right.
Colleen's trying to fill the whole thing right now, along with, luckily, our Conservation Commission. They're very experienced. A lot of the board members have been there a long time, and they're really kind of filling that role right now.
Same with us. We've kept Dennis on, actually. I think he's on for 10 hours a week part-time, to help with the meetings and the major stuff that has to be filed on time that does creep up.
Yeah, sure.
But, same thing. Our conservation's been decent. We have a decent bunch of guys there, and they're picking up the slack, but they can't do it forever.
Right.
Because
they're volunteers. I mean, they get a stipend, but
I don't even know.
Essentially, they're volunteers.
They're volunteers, yeah. Trust me, selectmen get $92 a week before taxes. We're volunteers.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, for the 100 hours we put in a week.
Yep,
It's
exactly.
crazy.
So,
but it's all good.
I completely get it, and
Yeah.
that's the hardest part right now is trying to find people to work.
Well,
I know it's not just government.
No, right.
I mean, Skyline has nobody in their kitchen. I was talking to Chef John yesterday. He goes, they can't find anybody to work. Somebody else just left. Our Dollar General, there's a sign on the thing, closed at 6:00, because they don't have a night person anymore. The person must have quit.
Yeah, I'm up in Great Barrington on the weekends and on vacation weeks at Butternut with that tubing park. Don't get up at 4 a.m. And I'm actually living up there on the weekends. So don't get up at 4 a.m. like you think you live in Southwick or Westfield.
Mm-hmm.
So I just go get a coffee. Yeah. Nope.
Doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist. Nope, that town does not open early.
Make your coffee before you go?
No, I know.
So you got a place up there to hang out, or?
Oh, yeah. I got a place to hang out. It's a motorhome.
Ah.
Yeah, and it has not been friendly with this 0 degree temperature at night. I can tell you that.
I believe
you don't have enough heat in the world.
Yeah, the insulation in most campers and motorhomes are a little thin.
Yeah.
Electric blankets are a wonderful thing.
No, I know. I got everything under the sun. I overthought it. I should have got myself a 12-foot Shasta single axle that you could just roast in versus, a 40-foot, motorhome that you could never heat the whole thing. You don't need the whole thing, but now that you have it all, you're stuck heating it all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times.
You need an extra electric heater? I got one kicking around the basement.
I'm blowing breakers left and right. No, I can't.
Just checking.
I'm maxed out.
I
and
figured
you would
I'd
think
offer.
with this girth you'd be warm enough anyways, but
no.
Apparently that's not happening.
No, it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work.
You radiate heat at this size. I
oh
get
my
it.
God! Yeah. How do the bears do it? I got to rethink this because
they have fur.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying.
Anyways,
I do what I can.
So what else we got cooking?
So DPW should be good. School system would be an issue, I think. So same with our libraries. Library, there's a minimum amount you have to contribute to trigger state funding on that other side. So that's always there, and that that's decent. It doesn't seem to go up too much every year. I think our fire and police are okay. Actually, our next biggest project is our town roof for $1.2 million or $1.3 million. It looks like.
Oh, at the old consolidated
Yep,
school.
the old consolidated school. That's probably we're calling that the Carl Steinhardt Memorial Roof. 'Cause, he's only got he's not
Kenny thought
getting
that
any
was funny.
younger, so he's got a few more years left, and he'll be, another thing. He'll be looking at retirement in a couple of years.
So when are you going to revisit the Whip City Fiber thing? Now that they've kind of gone great guns all over the place.
They have. Well, I think once the Attorney General's done looking at our boards and commissions, or, so what happens is they look at it, they'll come back and say, you guys either screwed up or you didn't screw up, everything's fine, and then you go and you can appoint. And it just seems that, X amount of weeks later, someone else files something and you're right back to waiting. So once that gets cleaned up, or we're going to probably try to get that rolling with the existing board we have. I think I have 3 people that want to get on it.
Cable Commission?
On the fiber deal.
Oh, okay.
Because it's
all right.
separate. It's not even it's an ad hoc committee that I think we'll bring back, just like we did last time, and it was $800,000, and it wasn't $800,000. It was millions.
Yeah.
There's a big might have been even $8 million, and we'd have to start our own utility. The poles have to be so high. You got to renegotiate. The scary part is Westfield Fiber is below our rail trail, so we have it. We don't have access to it, but we have it throughout town.
Oh, one of their internet pipes, yeah.
Yeah, so it's it's not like it's got to be.
That's one of their internet services comes in that way. Yeah.
Matter of fact, we're merging our police department dispatch with Westfield.
Yep.
And
that's one of the things that
Westfield Fiber was brought right up through town, or up through the rail trail on a corner, to our police department.
Yeah, because it runs pretty close, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. So it just so if you look at the bigger picture, you could provide fiber to certain parts of Southwick rather easily off of that rail trail. Literally, the new developments that went in at the old golf course.
So could you just become customers of Whip City Fiber, or you have to start, because of the municipal laws, you'd have to start your own?
We have to start
I
our
think
own.
Agawam was going through the same process.
Yeah.
They had somebody that came in and that wanted to do the whole town.
Which
to kind of compete with Comcast.
Yep, which triggered us to relook at ours. I think we read that and went, oh, should we? And Doug's like, damn right we should.
Well, yeah, it is. It is honestly quality of life now. It's a selling point.
It is. It really is. And since we're your
and
sister.
Comcast is kind of getting out of they're starting to phase out of that business, I think. I know they're phasing out of the cable business because I foresee within 3 to 5 years they will be out of the hardwire cable business and they'll just be providing internet service.
You think so? Yeah.
Yep, and they'll send that with the phones and the home security and stuff like that, but they'll be out of the traditional cable TV business.
Yeah.
It'll be a streaming service like YouTube TV or
we have a
Pluto.
We have a
Fubo.
Fire Stick, and we dropped cable 5 years ago.
Right.
At first, it was a huge savings. Now I think it's only around a $60 a month savings, but it's a $60 a month savings.
It's something, yeah.
Yeah, it's something.
Yep. Yep. No, that's where the business has been trending for years now. So.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. You ready to wrap it up?
We're done, kiddo. We'll see you in 3 weeks on a Wednesday.
I have your new theme song for you.
Oh, good. Let's see.
There must be some misunderstanding. There must be some kind of mistake.
to my car. I went round there. Still don't believe it. He was just leaving. Oh, there must be some misunderstanding. There must be some kind of mistake. There must be some misunderstanding. Yes, there must be some kind of mistake. There must be misunderstanding. There must be misunderstanding. There must be
Support for the